Hey guys, it's Vintage Vinny and I have a collective thrift store haul to share with you today. Got a great assortment of goods as usual and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all. Stay tuned. So I hit all of my assortment of thrift stores in my town, the Goodwills, the Goodwill Outlet, the Salvation Army, and then a charity thrift store, and this is what I found. Alright guys, so in no particular order, let's go ahead and get started with this haul video. So the very first larger item I'd like to share with you all are these really awesome heavy cardboard trays. They are made by a company called Kentley Productions Inc. in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I paid $2 for 4 of them, so that's 50 cents a piece. I'm thinking I might send these to Miss Stone home, but I might only send her 3 of them because, as you can see, the Goodwill decided to tape them and ripped this one, and then there's some ripping on the back of them. So, yeah. But I think she'll like them. She can either use them for spring or she can use them for something. Next item I'd like to share with you all happens to be this really awesome clock. I paid $5 for it, and what attracted me to it was the manufacturer. It's made by the United Clock Corporation in Brooklyn, New York. And up at the top, I don't know how well you all are going to see it, but like right about here, it says made in the United States. Now, for whatever reason, this piece right here is bent that helps you set the clock to the right time. So I'm not sure if that's something that can be repaired or if I just need to leave this clock as is and let it run. I haven't tested it to see if it works. But one thing that I really did like about this clock was the fact that this glass is bubbled. Now, bubble glass is very, very expensive. How do I know that? Because my dad has an old jeweler's clock that he bought at an auction a few years ago. And when we were moving out of my grandmother's house, he left it in a cabinet that he would use in his old eBay room for, you know, shipping and taking pictures, etc. And the first set of painters that we had were too stupid enough and just did not, excuse my French, give a shit about any of the things that we had and just had no respect for anything. For any of the stuff that we had, period. So I was helping him clean out the rest of his office, and I opened up the cabinet that the clock was in. And come to find out, this clock that he had spent over $100 on at an auction, the bubble glass was cracked all along here. Yeah, I was not a happy camper because clearly these people just didn't give 2 F's about where they were. They were messy, they got dust all over everything. Nope, not professional at all. Clearly, if I gave them a 0 to 5 star rating on Google or on Yelp, -10. That's how bad they were. Anyway, let's jump into the last larger piece of this haul. And this is the last piece that I picked up while thrifting in this last week or so. This is an Otagiri Victorian-styled house cookie jar. How do I know that? Because on the bottom here, it has a stamp into the ceramic Otagiri. And if we zoom in right here, it says handcrafted in Otagiri, Japan. If I forgot to mention, this was made in the 70s or 80s. And if you couldn't tell already how much I paid for it, yeah, could you tell I paid $3.50? I don't think I would have been able to tell. Anyway, overall this piece is in very, very good condition. No cracks or chips on the lid or on the actual house itself. There is one tiny little chip that I didn't notice until after I bought it. It's right there on the railing of the house. Like right here, that I didn't notice. And I wish I would have seen it because had I known it was chipped, I would not have bought it. Now, upon doing research, these, because they're kind of big and they're kind of hard to ship, only go for about $30 to $35. I think because mine has that chip, which I'm sure from a distance nobody would notice, I will probably end up selling this for about... I'll probably ask 30. And of course I'm going to note that chip right there because honesty is the best policy. Okay, so now we can go ahead and move on to the smaller items. I don't have a whole lot to share with you in terms of that, but I am satisfied with what I did get. So from the same thrift store that I got all of these Eagle drawer pulls, I found another one for 50 cents, so I'm going to have to add that to the lot of them that I have. Again, probably from JCPenney years ago. It's made by National Lock Company in Rockford, Illinois. So I'll probably lot this one up with the other other three that I have and ask 10 bucks. So I think that's a pretty good investment. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen this. So this is not old, this frame, but I thought it was really a good idea for me to have picked this up. I got this at the Goodwill outlet. All of my housewares and smaller items that I picked up that fit into that category ended up costing me $7.11. I got some stuff that was not vintage, so of course I'm not going to share that in this video. Even though this is not vintage, I thought this was a really good piece to share. It's an Ikea frame, and I got it brand new. It was sitting in a bunch of bins, I guess, of stuff that they had discarded or decided not to go ahead and throw in. For whatever reason, I tend to find the best stuff when it's not sitting in the row of bins. So, as you all know, I collect the pinup arcade cards from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and see if I can fit one in and make it look neat. And lo and behold, I did. And this one is pretty beachy, so I think it will go really, really well with my nautical theme. Pretty girl dressed in a bathing suit, and it has a starfish on it, so I thought that was really, really cool. That is going to be a part of my nautical theme in here. You might see that in an upcoming room tour when I get this room put together the way I want to. So let's get you out of the way here. So I picked up this girl here. She was $1.50. Go ahead and hold my stand up here. See if she'll stand up here. So I saw her mixed in with a bunch of modern day Barbie dolls. So this is kind of like what happened when I found my vintage Tammy doll, only she was behind the counter. So this girl, I'm not exactly sure who she is. If you all happen to know, let me know in the comments down below. She's not Barbie, she's not marked Mattel. However, upon looking behind her head, and I'll go ahead and see if I can show that to you all real quick. I don't think this is going to show up on camera, but basically what this says right here is American Toy Corp with a C copyright 1963. And upon further inspection here, on the back of her, I noticed this little button here. And it's actually on the front side of her too. So what I think this was, at some point, was one of those dolls where the hair gets really, really long, and then, you know, you can always shorten it if you like. Because that function no longer works, I went ahead and pushed this girl's hair back into her head, just to kind of give her that mid-60s Tuesday Weld look, I guess. So if I didn't mention already, I paid $1.50 for her. Like I said, she was mixed in with a bunch of newer Barbie dolls. I always like to look in that section because they just throw anything that looks like a Barbie in there. So this looked exactly like one. If you happen to know who she is, let me know in the comments. That would be much appreciated. Among my other vintage finds that I stumbled upon at the Goodwill outlet, I came across this Pyrex Casserole Lid. I don't know if it's going to show up or not, but on here it says 475C13, and on the other side it just says Pyrex. And originally, whatever store it came from was charging 99 cents. I would have still picked that up for $1, because I'm sure somebody out there is looking to either replace a lid that was broken or just find a lid for the casserole dish that they need. I didn't really do any research on this, but I'm sure someone will pay $8-10 for it. What do you think? So I picked this up at a Goodwill store. It was 99 cents. Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop actually has one of the, I think it was an ice bucket in his shop on eBay. I'm not going to purchase it because I don't need it, but I like to find quirky glasses like this, and I thought this one was really cool. It's got a bunch of gambling things on it. I like to collect these old glasses. If I were to find a set, I would definitely keep that like together, but if I find just miscellaneous individual glasses like this at the thrift stores, I'll pick them up because I like to mix and match these things because I just think they're very cool. It does have a mark on it. I don't know what it stands for. If you all happen to know, let me know in the comments below. It's got a C, but I thought that was really cool. If you have a whole set of these, you probably might be able to get a decent amount, but because I've only got the one, I don't think I can get a whole lot, but I thought 99 cents was well worth it. Now this is another piece that came from the Goodwill outlet. This is a Christmas snow globe. It was made in Austria. And I know you all are probably thinking, why is it so clean? So let me tell you something. When I found this in the bins, this thing was filthy dirty. I mean, I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's really gross. So what I ended up doing is, because the water was like really stinky and nasty smelling, I went ahead and dumped it out so there's no snow in it anymore. Dumped it out, cleaned it out, and just filled it up with fresh water just to give it kind of a neat little shine. So I'm thinking this is probably from the 1960s. Probably something you'd pick up at a department store back in the day. I just thought it was really cool, and for less than $1, I didn't mind cleaning it up myself and going ahead and putting in some new water. For real nifty vintage, at that same thrift store that I bought the... I don't remember, never mind. Oh, that drawer pull, that 60s drawer pull. I found 2 Ivy glasses for real nifty vintage. This one was 75 cents. This looks like something that you would keep by your sink, so if you needed to take a pill or whatever, you could do that with. And then this one, I think, is a jelly or sour cream jar. It's got pink ivy on it. I think it is made by Hazel Atlas. I'm not exactly sure. Let's go ahead and focus on that so you guys can see that. If you all can't read that, let me go ahead and do that. It says net content PT. Oh, and there is an HA right in the center there. Of course I was right, Hazel Atlas. Don't know if it's going to focus for you all, but the H and A is there. Paid $1 for that, and I thought of Nifty as soon as I saw that, so I think I got to get these out to him ASAP. For Miss Stone Home, I found one of these 1951 How to Freeze Food cookbooks. Again, this was at the outlet, so this was really, really inexpensive. Made by International Harvester, 1951. Really cool graphics and art of food in here. I just thought, I'm always finding stuff for other people who I know would like this stuff. See, it does not just look appetizing. I just know that she likes this kind of stuff. She can either craft with it, or she can just keep it in her kitchen with all kinds of other neat stuff. So that's another Miss Stone Home item. I might not send her another box for about another month or so that way I can gather up enough stuff for her. Now at the same outlet, I did manage to find some needlepoint kits, cross-stitch kits. Again, paid less than $1 for each of these items. So this one is a quick and easy needlepoint featuring an owl. It doesn't have a year. Oh, yes, it does. It's right here. 1976. I didn't see any of these on eBay, or at least this one on eBay. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is probably listing it for $10, and I'm sure somebody will be happy to get that. And because this is so lightweight and can fit in a bubble mailer, it can be shipped first class, no problem. So that's that one. This next one is another cross-stitch kit, the Creative Circle. And it does not come with a frame, so I guess you can do either 0521 Take Time or 0522 Patience. I believe everything is there. And if not, I'll have to mention it. I think maybe it was just featuring one of these two. I don't think both of them came in here. So yeah, that will be cool. In terms of price, probably the same thing, 10 bucks. Now this one I think might bring me a little bit more because it's a stocking kit, a felt stocking kit. This one is also made by the Creative Circle, circa 1977. We've got the Christmas Angel stocking, and we've got the Christmas Santa stocking. All brand new, never used. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to be asking for this one, because I know the stocking kits and the tree skirt kits are the ones that are usually the most valuable. So if you have any indication on what I can get for this, please let me know in the comments below. Now, the last piece that I'm going to be sharing with you all is something that I was really excited to find, and I'm glad I went around the Goodwill again, because had I not, I would have missed this. So again, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen this piece. Ta-da! How cool is this planter? And when I spotted it for the second time, I thought to myself, please let it be vintage, please let it be vintage. And lo and behold, it's a rowboat planter. And it is made in Japan. There is the foil sticker right there. It says rowboat, Chicago, Illinois, Japan. And I only paid, can you believe that? 99 cents for that. Why I like picking up seasonal decor all year round? Because thrift stores will price this stuff cheaper usually when it is not in season, so they can clear it out and make room for merchandise that will sell. So I was pleasantly surprised to be able to get this for as cheap as I did. And I don't regret buying this at all, because this will look great with all my other vintage kooky Christmas pieces. So that's everything I wanted to share with you all. Let's go ahead and conclude this video. Alright guys, I've completely forgot about 3 other items for this haul, so here we go, and then we'll go ahead and conclude. So this glass right here also came from the Goodwill outlet. They only charged me $0.25 for it. No marking on it. It's either Libby or any of those other big glass companies. It's just got holly leaves and a candle on it. A tapered candle. Probably will go with all my vintage Christmas pieces. I just thought it was neat, and when you're at the Goodwill outlet, stuff is usually inexpensive, so grab what you can, because I know if I bought this in the traditional store, it would be 99 cents, which I would still pay because it's a unique piece. Unique enough to the point where I've never seen one before, let's put it that way. Now these 2 mugs right here have kind of stumped me, because I know from watching Michelle over at Thrifting 101, she's talked a lot about this brand right here. It's Syracuse China. I paid 99 cents a piece for these. They'd been sitting for a while, so I went ahead and picked them up because I wasn't sure about them, but I really do like them. They've kind of got a 50s diner vibe to them, with the ice cream and the sundaes and the malts and the shakes and the burgers. Now, whether these were used in an actual diner or they were for home use, I'm not exactly sure. Again, it was one of those things where I'd never seen it before, and since they were still there, it means it was meant for me to buy them, and to pay $1 a piece for them is really well worth it. Let me go ahead and rub off one of the 99-cent price tags, and I'll get back to you so you guys can see the mark on the bottom. So be right back. There we go. See, Syracuse China. Now, upon research, I haven't seen any of these on eBay before, so I don't know if these are older, made to look old, not exactly sure, but I do really like them a lot, and I didn't think $1 a piece was too bad. If you have any other information about these, please let me know in the comments below. So that concludes this vintage haul video. What did you think? Did I find some cool stuff? Is there anything you're interested in? The link to my eBay shop is down below in the description box. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to know when new videos are posted. All the links to my social media accounts are down below. Instagram is where I'm most currently active, If you'd like to follow me there, I encourage you to do so. That's where you'll get a sneak peek of all the vintage items that you will see in upcoming thrift hauls. Thanks so much for watching.